The stars shone quietly in the night sky above Earth. People looked up thinking about the vast universe. They wondered if anyone else was out there. Scientists worked late in a big lab. They watched screens filled with strange signals from deep space. Suddenly, a new signal appeared. It was not like the usual noise. This one was different, clear and strong. The scientists sat still, their eyes wide. The signal was coming from a faraway planet, many light years away. No one knew who was sending it or why. The message repeated again and again. It was in a strange code. The scientists tried to understand. The code was complicated, but it showed one thing clearly. It was a call for help. The aliens were in trouble. People all over the world heard about this. News spread fast. The world waited with fear and hope. What kind of trouble could an alien race face so far from Earth? The signal gave clues about a terrible problem. The aliens were fighting a deadly virus. It was not like any sickness humans had seen before. This virus made the aliens very sick. Their skin turned pale, their eyes went red, and they lost control of their minds. They acted like monsters. The virus changed them into dangerous creatures that attacked their own friends. The aliens called it the zombie virus. The scientists tried to send a message back. They asked if the aliens needed help. For days they waited. The signal came again, this time with more detail. The aliens said the virus spread fast. It moved like fire through dry grass. Their planet was dying. They had lost many of their people. They were afraid the virus would reach other planets, even Earth. But before they could send more, the signal stopped. Silence filled the room. The world was scared. What if the virus came to Earth? What if it was already here? People watched the sky every night hoping for answers. Some were afraid to sleep. Governments started to prepare for an unknown danger. Soldiers trained and scientists worked day and night. Then one day a strange ship appeared in the sky. It was big and unlike anything Earth had seen before. The ship landed on a wide open field near a city. People gathered, curious and afraid. The ship's doors opened slowly. Out came the aliens. But they did not look like friendly visitors. Their skin was pale and cold. Their eyes were red and angry. Some moved stiffly, like they were not in control. The aliens spoke in a language no one understood, but one of them used a device to translate. The message was clear. We are sick. We need help. Humans watched closely. But then something terrible happened. One of the aliens suddenly growled and attacked a nearby tree. It smashed the tree with great strength. Everyone stepped back, shocked and scared. The virus was inside them. It made the aliens violent and dangerous. The infected aliens spread the virus by biting or touching others. Soon, a few humans who were close to the ship started to feel sick. Their skin turned pale, and their eyes glowed red for a moment. People realized the virus could spread on Earth. Hospitals filled quickly. Scientists worked harder than ever to understand the virus. They studied the aliens and the infected humans. They found out the virus worked fast. It attacked the brain and made people lose their minds. The infected only wanted to bite others and spread the sickness. The governments decided to close cities and stop travel. People stayed inside their homes afraid to go outside. Some groups tried to fight the infected aliens and humans. But the virus was strong and fast. It was like a fire that no one could stop. Meanwhile, the aliens begged for human help. They said they did not want to hurt Earth. Their own planet was lost to the virus. They hoped humans could find a cure. But many humans did not trust them. Fear grew in people's hearts. Some thought the aliens brought the virus on purpose. Others wanted to send the aliens back to their planet, even if it meant losing all chances of a cure. In a small lab, a young scientist named Anna worked late. She believed humans and aliens could find a way together. Anna studied the virus carefully. She noticed something strange. The virus changed but also reacted to certain chemicals. Maybe there was a cure, but time was short. The virus was spreading fast. Anna's friends warned her to be careful. The infected could come any time. She locked the lab door and continued her work. Outside, sirens wailed. People ran in panic. Anna's heart beat fast. She knew the world was changing. The virus was no longer just an alien problem. It was Earth's problem now. As the night grew darker, the silence was broken by strange noises. From the shadows, infected aliens and humans moved quietly. They looked for food, or maybe for the cure. The city lights flickered. Power started to fail in some areas. Fear and chaos grew. Anna looked at the sky again. The stars seemed far away now. The virus had reached Earth, but maybe, just maybe, hope was still alive. She whispered to herself, "We will fight. We must fight. For Earth. For all of us." The story was just beginning. The virus had hit the aliens first. Now Earth was next. And no one knew what would happen next. The sun rose slowly over the city, but the people did not feel safe. The strange ship still stood in the field, a dark shadow against the bright morning light. The aliens who came out looked worse than the day before. Their pale skin was covered with strange marks, and their red eyes glowed even more. Some of them moved with jerky steps like puppets with broken strings. The military surrounded the landing area. Soldiers carried guns and wore masks to protect themselves. They wanted to keep the infected aliens away from the people. But the aliens did not look like they wanted to fight. They seemed scared and tired. One alien, who looked less sick than the others, stepped forward. His voice was soft but clear through the translator device. "Please help us," he said. "Our virus kills us too." People watched from a distance. Some felt pity for the aliens. Others felt fear and anger. They whispered, "Why should we help them? They brought this sickness here." But no one had an answer. The virus was spreading fast, and time was running out. Inside the hospital, the infected humans arrived one by one. Their skin turned pale, their eyes red and wild. Doctors tried to help, but the virus was too strong. The infected did not listen or talk. They only growled and tried to bite the doctors and nurses. To stop the spread, the hospital had to close some rooms. Soldiers guarded the doors to keep the infected inside. Anna, the young scientist, visited the hospital every day. She wanted to learn more about the virus. She wore a special suit to protect herself. She watched the infected closely. She saw how the virus moved through the body. It attacked the brain first, changing the way a person thought and acted. The infected lost their memories and feelings. Only the hunger to bite and infect others stayed. The news said the virus was not from Earth. It was a new kind of sickness, from space. The aliens' planet was lost. They begged for human help. Anna felt sadness for them, but also fear. What if the virus changed? What if it became even worse? The military started to build fences and barriers around the city. They wanted to stop the infected from escaping. But the virus was clever. It spread through small cracks and hidden places. Some infected humans ran away and hid in the forests and underground tunnels. People were afraid to go outside. Anna worked late in her lab. She tried to find a cure. She mixed chemicals, tested blood samples, and watched the virus under powerful microscopes. She found that the virus reacted to some medicines, but it was not enough to stop it. She needed more time, but every day the virus grew stronger. One night, a loud alarm sounded in the lab. Soldiers rushed in, shouting warnings. "The infected are near. They are breaking through the fences." Anna's heart pounded. She grabbed her notes and ran to the safe room. Outside, she heard screams and growls. The virus was attacking the city. The infected aliens were not the only danger. Now, some humans were also infected. They were fast and strong, and they did not feel pain. They broke windows and doors, looking for new victims. Anna knew the fight had just begun. The alien who asked for help came to Anna's lab. He said his name was Raul. He looked weak, but still had hope in his eyes. "We must find the cure together," he said. "Our people and your people." Anna nodded. She felt a strange trust for this alien. They were both fighting the same enemy, but not everyone agreed. Some humans wanted to send the aliens away, or worse. They thought the aliens were dangerous and could not be trusted. The city was divided. Friends and neighbors argued about what to do. In the dark streets, the infected moved quietly, waiting for their next chance. The virus was like a shadow over the city, hiding in every corner. The people were afraid, but they did not give up. Anna looked at Raoul and said, "We have to be strong. We have to keep trying." Raoul smiled weakly. "Together we can save both our worlds." The city was full of fear and pain, but hope was still alive. The zombie virus had come to Earth and the battle for survival had begun. The night was cold and quiet. The city was sleeping, but Anna could not rest. She worked in the lab with Raoul, the alien who was still alive and thinking clearly. His pale skin and red eyes looked worse every day, but he stayed calm. He told Anna stories about his home, a green world with bright rivers and tall silver trees. That world was lost now, destroyed by the virus. Anna listened carefully and wrote notes. She wanted to understand how the virus started. Raoul said it was not natural. It was made in a secret lab on his planet. The scientists there wanted to create a medicine to make their people stronger and live longer. But something went wrong. The virus changed. It became hungry, wild, and unstoppable. Raoul's voice grew soft as he spoke. "We did not mean to bring this to Earth," he said. "We tried to contain it, but it was too late. Now we need you, humans, to help us stop it." Anna believed him. She saw the pain in his eyes, even as they glowed red. In the city, soldiers walked the streets watching for any infected humans or aliens. They carried guns and bright lights. They stopped anyone who looked sick or moved strangely. But some, infected, were too clever. They hid in empty buildings and dark tunnels waiting. One evening, a group of soldiers knocked on Anna's lab door. Their leader was a tall man named Captain Ray. He looked tired but strong. "We need your help," he told Anna. "The infected are getting closer. We can't hold them back much longer." Anna showed him the blood samples she was studying. "I think I'm close to something," she said. "The virus changes fast, but it has a weakness. If we find the right mix of chemicals, we can slow it down, maybe even stop it." Captain Ray nodded. "We will protect you. Just keep working." He looked at Raoul for a moment. His eyes showed doubt. "Can we trust him?" he asked quietly. Anna looked at Raoul and said, "We have to try." Raoul stood, tall, and spoke in his soft, strange voice. "I want to help. I will not hurt anyone." Outside the lab, the infected grew bolder. They came in small groups, moving like shadows. Their red eyes glowed in the dark. People heard them growl and scream at night. It was a sound that made hearts beat fast with fear. In the hospital, doctors worked to keep the infected calm, but it was impossible. The infected humans and aliens smashed the walls and doors. Nurses ran, scared for their lives. A few infected escaped and ran into the streets. Anna knew the city was falling apart. She told Captain Ray, "We can't stay here forever. We need a safe place to finish the cure." Captain Ray agreed. "There's an old bunker under the city. We can move the lab there. It's strong and hidden." That night, soldiers helped Anna pack her things. They moved carefully, always watching the shadows. Raoul walked slowly, his breathing heavy. He was sick, but he was brave. As they walked through the dark streets, they heard the infected behind them. Red eyes in the windows, soft growls in the dark. A sudden noise made Anna jump. A window shattered, and an infected alien lunged out. Captain Ray fired his gun. The alien fell, but more came. The soldiers formed a circle, protecting Anna and... "Raoul, go!" Captain Ray shouted. "We'll hold them!" Anna ran with Raoul. They reached the bunker door. It was thick metal, covered in old dust. Raoul pressed a button and the door opened with a heavy sound. They went inside and locked it tight. Inside it was cold and silent. The bunker was full of old machines and empty shelves. Anna set up her equipment again. Raoul sat down, breathing hard. "We made it," he said softly. Anna touched his arm. "Thank you for helping us." Ral nodded, his eyes dim. "We must work fast," he said. "The virus will not wait." Above them, the infected still roamed the city. They scratched at doors and windows, looking for a way in. But for now, Anna and Ral were safe. In the bunker, Anna felt a small spark of hope. She looked at Ral and said, "We will find the cure. We have to." Ral closed his red eyes and whispered, "Together." The world outside was dark and full of fear, but deep in the bunker, the fight for survival had begun. And maybe, just maybe, there was still hope for Earth. The night was cold and quiet. The city was sleeping, but Anna could not rest. She worked in the lab with Ral, the alien who was still alive and thinking clearly. His pale skin and red eyes looked worse every day, but he stayed calm. He told Anna stories about his home, a green world with bright rivers and tall silver trees. That world was lost now, destroyed by the virus. Anna listened carefully and wrote notes. She wanted to understand how the virus started. Ral said it was not natural. It was made in a secret lab on his planet. The scientists there wanted to create a medicine to make their people stronger and live longer, but something went wrong. The virus changed. It became hungry, wild, and unstoppable. Ral's voice grew soft as he spoke. "We did not mean to bring this to Earth," he said. "We tried to contain it, but it was too late. Now we need you, humans, to help us stop it." Anna believed him. She saw the pain in his eyes even as they glowed red. In the city, soldiers walked the streets watching for any infected humans or aliens. They carried guns and bright lights. They stopped anyone who looked sick or moved strangely. But some, infected, were too clever. They hid in empty buildings and dark tunnels waiting. One evening, a group of soldiers knocked on Anna's lab door. Their leader was a tall man named Captain Ray. He looked tired but strong. "We need your help," he told Anna. "The infected are getting closer. We can't hold them back much longer." Anna showed him the blood samples she was studying. "I think I'm close to something," she said. "The virus changes fast, but it has a weakness. If we find the right mix of chemicals, we can slow it down. Maybe even stop it." Captain Ray nodded. "We will protect you. Just keep working." He looked at Ral for a moment. His eyes showed doubt. "Can we trust him?" he asked quietly. Anna looked at Ral and said, "We have to try." Ral stood, tall, and spoke in his soft, strange voice. "I want to help. I will not hurt anyone." Outside the lab, the infected grew bolder. They came in small groups, moving like shadows. Their red eyes glowed in the dark. People heard them growl and scream at night. It was a sound that made hearts beat fast with fear. In the hospital, doctors worked to keep the infected calm, but it was impossible. The infected humans and aliens smashed the walls and doors. Nurses ran, scared for their lives. A few infected escaped and ran into the streets. Anna knew the city was falling apart. She told Captain Ray, "We can't stay here forever. We need a safe place to finish the cure." Captain Ray agreed. "There's an old bunker under the city. We can move the lab there. It's strong and hidden." That night, soldiers helped Anna pack her things. They moved carefully, always watching the shadows. Ral walked slowly, his breathing heavy. He was sick, but he was brave. As they walked through the dark streets, they heard the infected behind them. Red eyes in the windows, soft growls in the dark. A sudden noise made Anna jump. A window shattered, and an infected alien lunged out. Captain Ray fired his gun. The alien fell, but more came. The soldiers formed a circle, protecting Anna and Ral. "Go," Captain Ray shouted. "We'll hold them." Anna ran with Ral. They reached the bunker door. It was thick metal, covered in old dust. Ral pressed a button and the door opened with a heavy sound. They went inside and locked it tight. Inside, it was cold and silent. The bunker was full of old machines and empty shelves. Anna set up her equipment again. Ral sat down, breathing hard. "We made it," he said softly. Anna touched his arm. Thank you for helping us. Raoul nodded, his eyes dim. We must work fast, he said. The virus will not wait. Above them, the infected still roamed the city. They scratched at doors and windows looking for a way in. But for now, Anna and Raoul were safe. In the bunker, Anna felt a small spark of hope. She looked at Raoul and said, "We will find the cure. We have to." Raoul closed his red eyes and whispered, "Together." The world outside was dark and full of fear. But deep in the bunker, the fight for survival had begun. And maybe, just maybe, there was still hope for Earth. The bunker was cold and quiet. Anna worked every hour, her mind racing with ideas. She mixed chemicals and tested samples again and again. Raoul watched her, his red eyes growing tired but still kind. "You're close," he said softly. Anna nodded, even though her hands shook with fear and hope. Above the bunker, the city was falling. The infected moved like shadows in the night. They smashed cars, broke windows, and howled into the dark sky. The soldiers fought bravely, but they were tired too. Captain Ray sent short messages to Anna. "Keep working," he said. "We'll hold them off as long as we can." Raoul told Anna more about the virus. "It was made to heal," he explained, his voice low and sad. But something changed. It became hungry, like it wanted to eat everything alive. Anna listened, carefully. She wrote every word down. The more she understood, the closer she came to finding a cure. One evening, Anna saw something strange in her samples. A small part of the virus was weak against a new chemical she tried. She watched it under her microscope. The virus stopped growing. Her heart beat faster. "This could be it," she whispered. Raoul leaned closer. "You found a way?" he asked. Anna smiled, a small smile of hope. "I think so," she said. "But I need more tests." As Anna worked, she heard noises above. The infected were outside the bunker, scratching and growling. The metal door shook as they pushed and clawed. Raoul looked at the door, his eyes sad. "They are getting stronger," he said. "We don't have much time." Anna tried not to be afraid. She took a deep breath and focused on her work. She mixed more chemicals and injected them into new samples. The room smelled sharp and bitter. Raoul helped her clean the glass tubes and write the notes. He was weak, but he didn't stop. In the city, Captain Ray and his soldiers were losing ground. The infected were too many. The captain sent Anna one last message. "The city is gone," he said, his voice calm but full of pain. "We'll hold them back as long as we can. Find the cure, Anna. Earth is counting on you." The radio went silent after that. Anna knew the soldiers were fighting to the last. She wiped away tears and kept working. Hours turned into days. Anna grew thinner and more tired, but she did not stop. She tested the new chemical again and again. Each time, the virus grew weaker in her samples. Finally, one night she saw it. The virus was gone in the last test tube. The cure was real. Anna laughed softly, her face bright with relief. "I did it," she said. Raoul looked at her with his tired eyes. "You saved us," he whispered. Anna held up the small glass tube of clear liquid. "This is the cure," she said. "We need to share it with everyone." But Raoul shook his head. "We can't leave yet," he said. "The infected are too strong. We must find a way to spread the cure safely." Anna thought fast. "We can use the alien ship," she said. "It has systems that can spread the cure as a mist. It will cover the city and reach everyone, infected or not." Raoul nodded, his pale face hopeful. "We must go now," he said. "The ship is still there, but it's dangerous. They packed the cure carefully." Anna held it close to her chest. She took a deep breath. "Let's go," she said. They opened the bunker door slowly. The city was dark and silent like a graveyard. The infected moved through the streets, searching for any life. Anna and Raoul moved quietly, hiding in shadows and empty alleys. Ral's steps were slow, and he coughed often. But he did not stop. He looked up at the stars and whispered, "For my people, for yours." Finally, they saw the ship in the field. It was still there, a dark shape against the sky. But the infected were there too, moving around it like ants. Their red eyes glowed in the night. Anna felt her heart race. She held the cure tight and whispered, "We have to get inside." Ral nodded. "Stay close," he said. They moved carefully, stepping over broken glass and metal. The infected growled and sniffed the air, but Anna and Ral stayed quiet. When they reached the ship's door, Ral pressed a button. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, the air smelled like old metal and dust. The ship was dark, but the alien, lights glowed softly. Anna found the main console and held up the cure. "This will save us," she said. Ral touched her hand, his fingers cold. "You are brave," he said. Anna smiled, a sad, tired smile. "We have to be," she said. Outside, the infected howled louder. The final battle was coming. Inside the ship, Anna and Ral prepared to spread the cure. They had one chance to save Earth, and themselves. Inside the alien ship, Anna moved quickly. She looked at the alien controls and tried to understand them. The buttons and screens glowed with a soft blue light. Ral stood beside her, his breathing slow and shaky. "This is the main system," he said softly. "We can put the cure here. It will spread through the air." Anna's hands shook as she opened the glass tube of the cure. The clear liquid inside was their last hope. She poured it into the small metal tank in the ship's main console. The screen showed a slow blinking light. Ral touched the controls, speaking in his alien language. The ship hummed and the blinking light grew steady. Ral turned to Anna. "The cure is ready," he said. "It will take a few minutes to prepare. We must protect it until then." Anna nodded. She checked the door. She could hear the infected, outside. Their growls grew louder. Their red eyes glowed in the darkness. Ral coughed hard and blood stained his lips. Anna's eyes filled with tears. "You're getting worse," she said. Ral nodded slowly. "It's too late for me," he whispered. "But maybe not for you, or your people." Anna felt her heart break. She touched Ral's cold hand. "You're still helping us," she said. "I won't forget that." Suddenly, a loud crash shook the ship. The infected had found them. They banged on the door, clawing and smashing, with wild strength. Anna jumped back, her breath fast and shaky. Ral turned to her, his red eyes calm but sad. "We must hold them off," he said. "If they break in before the cure is ready, it's over." Anna found an old metal rod and held it tight in her shaking hands. Ral picked up a long tool from the ship's floor. The door shuddered again. Cracks appeared in the metal. The first infected broke through, its red eyes bright and mouth wide open. Anna swung the rod and hit it hard. It fell back, but more came, behind it. Ral fought beside her, moving slow but with determination. The infected poured in like a dark flood. Their hands grabbed and pulled, their teeth snapping at Anna and Ral. The air was filled with the sharp smell of blood and sweat. Anna fought with all her strength. She remembered the faces of the people she wanted to save. Captain Ray, the doctors in the hospital, the children hiding in their homes. She could not let them down. Ral fought too, even as his body grew weaker. He pushed back the infected, his pale face set with determination. "We have to buy time," he said, his voice a harsh whisper. The ship's lights grew brighter. The cure was almost ready. Anna saw the final countdown on the screen. 30 seconds left. She screamed and swung the metal rod again and again. Ral was bitten. One infected alien grabbed his arm and bit down hard. Ral cried out but kept fighting. Anna saw his red eyes dim. "Ral!" she shouted. He turned to her, his voice soft. "Don't stop," he said. "Finish it." The ship's countdown reached 0. A soft hum filled the air. The cure spread out in a thin silver mist. The infected howled as the mist touched them. Their red eyes flickered and grew dim. Anna saw them stop and stumble. They grabbed at their heads like they were waking from a nightmare. One by one they fell to their knees, the red glow gone from their eyes. Anna fell to the floor, breathing hard. She looked at Ral. He was on his knees, blood running from the bite on his arm. His eyes for a moment looked normal, soft and gentle. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice barely a breath. Then he fell still, a sad smile on his face. Anna cried softly. She held Ral's hand even as it grew cold. "You saved us," she said. The ship's mist spread through the city. The infected everywhere stopped moving. Some fell. Some just sat down and stared with wide, lost eyes. The virus was dying. The cure was winning. Anna stood up slowly, her whole body aching. She looked out the ship's window and saw the first rays of dawn in the sky. The city was quiet. For the first time in days, there was no screaming, no growling, only silence. She walked out of the ship, the empty streets glowing with the soft morning light. The battle was over. Humanity had survived, with the help of an alien who had once been an enemy. Anna took a deep breath. She looked up at the sky, and for the first time in days she felt a small, bright hope. She knew the world was changed forever, but it was still alive, and she would help rebuild it. She whispered softly, "For Ral, for Earth." And she stepped forward into the new day. Anna stood alone in the quiet streets. The morning sun was rising, and the silver mist from the alien ship floated softly in the air. The city was still. The infected had fallen, their red eyes closed. The virus was gone. She felt a deep sadness for Ral. She remembered his words and his tired smile. He had saved her, and now she had to keep moving. She wiped her tears and took a deep breath. The soldiers were gone. The city was empty, but Anna knew there were still people out there. Survivors who had hidden in basements and bunkers. She needed to find them and tell them the cure had worked. Anna walked through the broken streets. She called out, her voice echoing. "It's over. The cure worked. Come out. It's safe now." Slowly, doors opened and heads peeked out. A young girl with big brown eyes looked at Anna, then ran into her mother's arms. An old man stepped out with shaking hands, tears running down his face. A nurse in a dirty uniform came out of a small clinic, her eyes wide with hope. Anna felt her heart lift. "You're safe," she said again and again. "We can start over." As she walked, she found more survivors. They hugged each other and whispered thanks to Anna. She told them about the alien ship and how Ral had helped her. "He wasn't like the others," she said softly. "He wanted to save us." The people listened. Some cried, some just stood in silence. They understood that this was not the end. It was a new beginning. Anna knew they had to rebuild. The city was broken, the streets full of rubble and dark stains, but the survivors were alive, and that was enough to start. They worked together, cleaning the streets and helping each other. They found food and water, and they shared everything. Anna helped in every way she could, using the skills she learned in the lab. At night, they made small fires and sat around them. Anna told stories about Ral and the fight they won together. "He gave everything," she said. "We have to remember him and keep going." One night, as the fire burned low, an old woman looked at Anna. "You are our hope," she said. Anna shook her head. "No," she said softly. "We are all hope." Together, days turned into weeks. Slowly, green plants grew in the cracked streets. Birds came back, singing in the morning. Children played in the empty parks, their laughter bright and strong. Anna watched them and felt something grow in her heart. She missed Ral, but she knew he would be proud. She thought of the stars above, the place Ral had called home. She stood at the edge of the city one evening, looking at the sky. She spoke softly to the stars like she was speaking to Ral. "We're still here," she said, "and we're not giving up." The world was still broken, but life was coming back. Anna knew they would rebuild. They would make the world strong. Again, for themselves and for those who were gone. And in the quiet night with the stars shining bright, she smiled. She felt the hope deep in her heart, the hope that had saved them all. The survivors worked hard every day. Anna walked from street to street, helping wherever she could. She showed people how to clean the water, how to grow food in small gardens. She was patient, even when things were hard. The children followed her everywhere. They liked to hear her stories about Ral and how they stopped the virus. Anna always told them the truth, but she also gave them hope. "We are strong," she would say. "We can build a new world." One afternoon, as she cleaned an old hospital, she found a working radio. She turned the knob and listened. At first there was only static. Then a small voice came through. "This is the Northern Outpost. We hear you. Survivors, please respond." Anna's eyes lit up. She spoke into the radio, her voice calm and clear. "This is Anna. We are here. We survived." The voice on the radio sounded happy. "We thought we were alone," it said. "We have food, medicine, we can help." Anna felt hope fill her chest. She ran to the others and told them about the message. The people cheered and hugged each other. The world was bigger than their small city. There were others out there, and they could help each other. Anna made plans with the people. They packed food and water and wrote down everything they knew. They would go to the Northern Outpost and share the cure, share their strength. The journey would be dangerous. The roads were still broken and wild animals roamed the forests. But Anna was not afraid. She had survived the worst. The virus, the infected, the fear. She remembered Ral's voice in her mind. "For my people. For yours." She whispered it to herself as she packed her bag. When the sun rose the next day, Anna led a small group out of the city. The morning was cool, the sky soft and bright. The city behind them was quiet but full of life again. They walked on broken roads, past old cars and empty homes. They sang songs to keep their spirits up. Anna told them stories about the stars, about the world Ral came from and the promise he made. At night they made fires and watched the sky. The stars seemed brighter now, like they were guiding them forward. The journey was hard. Sometimes they had to climb over fallen trees or wade through muddy streams. Sometimes they heard the howls of wild dogs in the distance. But they kept going. Anna never let them give up. When someone was tired, she carried their pack. When someone was scared, she held their hand. Finally, after many days, they saw the lights of the Northern Outpost. The walls were strong and people stood on top, watching. When they saw Anna and her group, they opened the gates and welcomed them with warm smiles and open arms. Inside the outpost, there was clean water and fresh bread. Children laughed and played. The air smelled of wood smoke and hope. Anna shared the cure with them. She told them how to make it, how to protect themselves if the virus ever returned. The people listened carefully. They thanked her again and again. That night, as she lay under the stars, Anna felt peace. She knew the fight was not over. There would always be challenges. But she also knew they were not alone. Ral had shown her that even enemies could become friends. He had given his life for her people. Now she would honor him by helping everyone she could. Anna closed her eyes and dreamed of a world without fear, a world where humans and aliens lived together in peace. She promised herself she would do everything she could to make that dream real. And as the stars shone bright above, she knew that Ral was watching. And he was proud. The days at the Northern Outpost passed quickly. Anna worked with the people there, teaching them how to make the cure and how to protect themselves. The outpost was safe, but Anna knew danger still waited beyond the walls. One morning, scouts returned with news. "There are infected outside," they said. "A small group is moving toward us." Anna's heart raced. The virus could return, if even a few infected reached the outpost. She gathered the leaders and made a plan. They would defend the walls together, humans and aliens side by side. The infected came in the night. Their red eyes glowed in the dark, but this time the people were ready. They used the cure mist from the alien ship and their own weapons. The fight was fierce. Anna stood on the wall shouting orders and helping wherever she could. The mist spread quickly, and the infected fell one by one. The people fought bravely, and soon, the last infected dropped to the ground, silent and still. When the battle ended, the survivors cheered. They had won again. Anna felt tears of relief. The cure was working, and they were stronger together. In the days that followed, the people rebuilt. The outpost grew bigger, stronger. Humans and aliens worked side by side, sharing stories, food, and hope. Anna visited the memorial for Ral. It was a small statue made of metal and glass, shining under the sun. She placed a flower at its base and whispered, "Thank you, my friend. We will not forget you." One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned orange and pink, Anna looked at the stars. The galaxy was wide and full of life. She smiled and whispered, "This is just the beginning." The zombie virus had hit the aliens first, but together, humans and aliens had stopped it. They had saved each other. And now the universe was ready for a new story. A story of hope, friendship, and a future they would build together. Anna took a deep breath and stepped forward into the light of a new day.